So we're gonna go ahead and hollow out our animal today. I've got a needle tool, I've got some loop tools and some ribbon tools, and I've got something to score with. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna decide where to hollow this out from. I like to try to go from the bottom because you're gonna recreate your piece and you wanna be able to disguise it, and it seems like the bottom is a better place to do it rather than the back, just in case that gets difficult. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to make a line. Kind of hard to see that. Let me see if I can turn that. Okay. I'm creating a line just so I have a guide of where I'm gonna be hollowing this out. Okay? Gosh, it's so bright. I'm sorry about that. It's kind of hard to see. Let me turn it. Okay, so I'm just creating a line on that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start scooping this out. Now, when I'm scooping this out, I don't want anything to get too thin. So I don't want it to be less than about 1/4 of an inch when I'm scooping this anywhere. Now, if you take too much out, you can just put it back in pretty easily. I'm happy to look at it and give you advice if you're not sure. Okay, so I'm just scooping this out. Now, I don't need to scoop everything out. I don't need to hollow the legs out. I don't need to hollow every single thing on this animal out. All I need to hollow out are the really, really thick parts. So the body, possibly the head. This looks okay. This is not too large, so we're okay there. So just the body on this guy, Linnea, okay? All right, so once, I'm not gonna do everything, okay? But let's say I've scooped everything out and I'm ready to fix this up so I don't have a gaping hole. I'm gonna take the clay that I just scooped out, if it's soft enough, and I'm gonna create a Band-Aid. Now, this is gonna be a pretty big Band-Aid, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create it the shape of the hole. This is kind of an oval. So when I start out, I'm gonna make a disc. That is the shape of an oval. Now, make it thicker than you think that you're gonna need. Angel, put that away, please. Smith, put it away. If you're on your phone right now and you're not watching this, I am gonna have a hard time wanting to help you, right? Because you should be watching what I'm doing, because you're gonna be doing this in a minute. All right, so I'm making this so it's gonna fit onto the hole that I made. Now, this is pretty thick. What I wanna do now is I'm gonna pinch the edge. See how I'm doing that? I'm just pinching the very edge of this. And the reason I'm doing that is that where it's getting connected, I want my clay to be thin. And then in the middle where the hole is, I want the clay to be thicker. So I'm gonna fit this on. Okay, now notice I'm trying to make that look like it did before. Okay. All right, now that I have it a dry fit, what I can do is I can score this. I'm gonna score the animal. I'm gonna score the Band-Aid that I made. I would slip this and then I would place it on. I'm not gonna slip it, but you get the idea. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this part alone. I'm not gonna press that at all because that's where the hole is. If I press that, what's gonna happen? It's gonna collapse. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this to the side and I'm just gonna press around the very outside. Then I'll smooth it in and I'll just make it disappear. Okay, and then last step, I'm gonna put a hole, and then I can add all of my legs. I can start adding a tail, whatever I need to add, I can add to this guy now.
Why do you add a hole?
Okay, I add a hole because I don't want it to explode in the kiln. It needs a place for the air to escape, and that's a really good question. So I want to add that little hole in a place that's not obvious, so hopefully on the bottom, and so the air can escape out of this in the kiln.
So will you not put it bottom down then when you put it in the kiln?
No, I will.
Won't that cover up the hole then?
It won't matter if you cover it up or not, it will still be able to breathe. Okay? Yeah, all right.